Gaddafi hired foreign mercenaries to protect him. Matt Pennington is an advocate for Refugees International and joins me now live from Washington. Good to have you with us, Matt. I know that you or your group have spoken to several groups of black Libyans and Sub-Saharan Africans. What are they telling you about their fears for the future now in Libya?
That's right. Well, we met with a number of black Libyans and Sub-Saharan Africans, and our concern is that despite the death of Colonel Gaddafi and despite the liberation or imminent liberation of the country, there are still serious, urgent protection concerns for these populations. I met with Tuaregan population, black Libyans from a town of Tuarega, 35,000 population before the conflict. This town was ransacked in a major act of reprisal by Misratan rebels after the fall of Misrata in August. And this population of 35,000 was forced on the run. Many of these people were forced to flee, 3-4 different times. I interviewed a group of women and a group of men in Benghazi, and a woman told me that of her seven sons, 2 of them were detained and beaten in front of her, and another 2 were shot in front of her and killed. And they were targeted specifically because they were black Libyans. I also interviewed a boy who was 15 years old who fled Tuarega, was separated from his family, and he was attacked in the desert by Misratan rebels. He was called horrific names and he was stabbed with a bayonet. And ultimately, a Benghazi brigade intervened to protect him from rebels from Misrata. So there's a really interesting dynamic there where you've got Benghazi brigades intervening to protect black Libyans and really stand up for their protection. So they've been moved to this makeshift camp in Benghazi at a former Turkish construction site, and that's where I interviewed a number of black Libyans. But certainly,
of course, a lot of refugees actually left Libya altogether because of fears that they were going to be targeted for reprisals, because it was assumed that they were Gaddafi supporters.
Absolutely, yes, and there are still under about 3,000 refugees and asylum seekers from Sub-Saharan Africa, primarily from Somalia, Eritrea, in Tunisia on the border, and also a significant number, just under 1,000 of refugees and asylum seekers on Egypt's
very briefly, Matt, because
border.
we are short of time. What steps should the NTC take now to ensure that these reprisals don't happen?
Well, we're calling on the NTC to fulfill the promises of the revolution, to come out in public in front of the Libyan population and make clear, unambiguous statements to rebel commanders that these revenge attacks will not be tolerated under the new Libya. They need to identify and remove rebel forces, these renegade rebel forces, from the field, and they need to clearly investigate and move forward on these claims of human rights abuses. And then they also need to provide assistance for these folks.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much indeed. Let's leave it there. Matt Pennington from Refugees International.
Thank you very much. Thanks.